Hello Year 1 and welcome to your maths learning for today. It is the 1st of February 2021. So, first of all, your retrieval, so recapping previous learning. So can you tell the time? I've got some different times here, different clocks. Be really careful to look at the hour hand and the minute hand, where they are and what number they're pointing to. And as always, we're going to look at our calendar. So what day is it today? What day was it yesterday? And what day will it be tomorrow? What month are we in? What month was it last month? And what month will it be next? Again, that's a really tricky one, so think about that and take your time, pause as and when you need to. So our learning today is we are learning to represent our number bonds to 20. So how can we be successful? First of all, to be successful, we need to know our number bonds to 20. So we need to be able to know those two numbers or that part that makes that whole number 20. So what two numbers make 20? And what we mean by represent is to show our number bonds to 20. So what different ways can you do that? So my question is, what can you use to help you work out and represent your number bonds to 20? So what can you use to help you? I've got some images here to support you. So cubes, we've got bead strings, we've got counters, tens frames. Okay, so and also part whole models can be used as well. If you're learning from home, you might want to use some objects you can find in your home. So it might be sticks, spaghetti sweets, Lego, cars, stones, pasta. It might be little Lego people, anything that you can count. So you need to be able to have 20 of that object, okay? You might have some brilliant ideas yourself, so use whatever you would like to. They're just some ideas to support you. Okay, so it says here, show me how you can represent your number bonds to 20 on your tens frame. Okay, so one tens frame obviously has 10, so there's 10 spaces, so you can fill those 10 spaces up. So you might want to print the ones that I've provided and then use your objects on the tens frame. So you'll need 2 for your number to 20. And then your whole tens frame needs to be filled. So I'll show you what I mean by that. Give me one moment. I'm going to fill up mine because I've got one here that I can show you. So you need to have 20 objects which you can use on a tens frame, but you will need 2 of those, okay, to make 20. So I'm going to fill all mine up and show you. So here I've got like a paddle board, and as you can see on there, we've got a tens frame here and a tens frame here. So we've got 20 altogether. Now that shows 20 and 0, so that's already one number bond. What you need to do is work out all of the number bonds. So what other 2 numbers, 2 parts make the whole number 20? Okay, so you need to pause here, try and have a play around with your 20 objects or whatever you want to use on the tens frame. How many different ways can you make number 20? Have a little think. So I'm just going to make up one now. There we go. So I've got my 2 numbers there. I've got my red counters. I've got 18 red. And then I've got here I've got my 2 yellow. So 18 and 2 make 20. Okay, so there's one example. So on here, I've provided some slides that you might not need to use. And then I've got a part whole model. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a few more ways that you can make 20 before we move on to the part whole. So you might want to do it in a really clever sequence way. So you might want to do, so we had 20 and 0 at the beginning. Then you might want to turn one at a time and then have your 19 and 1, 18 and 2. In that sequence, it means you don't miss any numbers. 17 and 3. 16 and 4, let's check if you've got all of these or any of these, 15 and 5, and so on, and keep going, okay? So that is one way you can represent your number bonds to 20, is to use your tens frame with objects. Or I'll print one out, and you can colour them in with 2 different coloured pencils, so red and yellow, or pink and blue, whatever you like. So that is one way you can do it. And the other way is using part whole model. Okay, so that means you can use, at school we will use some Deans, but we've got part whole model here, so you can draw them out. So like I've shown you before, I'll show you on this one. So if you've got your whole number 20, you might have one number here, such as the number See if you can tell me what the number is. So 15. And then hopefully, I wonder if you can tell me what goes in the other part to make 20. Keep going. Hopefully you're shouting at me what number it is, but you should have 15 and 5. And like I've said before, if you want to challenge yourself further, you can write the number sentences for this. So you can start by writing, you could write 20 is the same as, and then write 15 add 5. Okay, so that you can write the number sentence for that, or you can write the two numbers in if you like, or you can at home, if you haven't got the objects to do that, you might want to draw it out. So you do your rectangle and your squares like we've done before. So I can show you that in the next one. So here you might draw your 10. Bear with me, just take a little bit of time. So I might have my 15 here, and then I might do my 5 here. So I can draw the objects in like that. Okay, so you can use objects, physical objects, you can use jottings, drawings, or you can write the numbers in. Okay, so there's lots of different ways, and it's completely up to you. You can do all of those ways if you would like, and then you can also add in your number sentence. There's lots of different ways already that you can show it, okay? Still using just a part whole. The same with your tens frame. Okay, you can still write the number sentences for your tens frame as well. So I'll attach the blank tens frames. You can draw those in or use objects and then write your number sentences as well. So that's absolutely fine, whatever way suits you. So here you can represent your number 1 to 20 in a number of ways. So here's some ways. Part whole, which I've shown you all those different ways. So practical objects, drawing with jottings, or you can write the numbers. And then you can use the smaller part whole. You might need the bigger one if you're using objects and physically doing it. You can use your tens frame and use objects or tens frame with colouring crayons. You can then, for any of these, write your number sentences as well to show your understanding. How many ways can you make 20? See if you can find as many ways as you can. Okay, don't stop at one way. I want to see all of them if you can. So that's your challenge, to find all the ways. So remember, you can do this practically using objects at home to support you. Excuse me, there's a little, there we go, spelling mistake, sorry about that. So your fly high challenges, can you show all the number facts? Can you find all the ways that make 20? Okay, how do you know? And can you explain your thinking? So like I showed, there might be a sequential way of working it out so that you don't miss any of the ways. So starting with 20 and 0, 19 and 1, 18 and 2, 17 and 3. Can you find all those ways and show all of those? So can you find all the number ones for 20? And then there are some additional questions, as always, to challenge your thinking. So if you want to fly high today, there are some fluency, reasoning and problem solving questions. So there's one here with some of the numbers, and it asks you to find the missing number bond. And can you make a diagram, a similar diagram, linking 17 and 20? We've then got another reasoning question here. How many ways can you make 20? So that's, like I said to you, can you find all of the ways? So that's why there's 20 there, and it's got some arrows off, but you can add more than that. So there's a lot more ways than just those 6 arrows, okay? And then there's a grid here which says find the number 1 to 20 in the word search. They must have a addition or plus sign in between numbers. Okay, so looking on here, you've got 1 add 19. Is that a number bond? If it is, then you can circle it or colour it in however you like. There's 6 add 6. Does that make 20? Do you need to circle that? Yes or no? 2 add 3. 1 and 18. So have a look, see if you can find all of the ways or the number bonds to 20 in that word search. And as always, please share your learning with us on the parent support email. And we really look forward to seeing your learning. Please try and share some of your learning. So I know some children are doing learning, which is brilliant, but they're not sending any in. So it'd be lovely if you haven't already, just share some of your work with us. Thank you and enjoy.